Future Wife, this isn't a fairy tale, it's a mission briefing. Every great innovation starts with a bold decision, and today I'm making mine. I'm not promising perfection, I'm promising progress. I don't want a relationship built on luck, I want one engineered on trust, respect, loyalty, and relentless growth. So if you're listening, this is my official marriage proposal to you. When people hear the word love, they often imagine a feeling, something exciting, emotional, unpredictable. But I've never believed the most important things in life should depend on feelings alone. Feelings are powerful, but they change with circumstances. A meaningful future has to be built on something much stronger. If you're going to dedicate your life to another person, then that decision deserves the same level of intention, commitment, and vision that goes into building anything extraordinary. That's why, to me, love isn't simply an emotion. It's the greatest long-term investment a human being can ever make. Every investment asks the same question: what are you willing to sacrifice today for something far more valuable tomorrow? We understand this in business, we understand it in education, we understand it when learning a new skill. Yet somehow when it comes to relationships, people expect incredible results without making incredible commitments. They want trust without consistency. They want loyalty without sacrifice. They want lifelong happiness without daily effort. That isn't how anything valuable works. The greatest rewards always belong to those who think beyond the present moment. Future wife, if you're listening, this proposal isn't built on a temporary emotion or a perfect day. It's built on a decision. A decision to choose you, not only when life is exciting, but also when it's difficult. Not only when everything goes according to plan, but especially when it doesn't. Because commitment has real meaning only when circumstances become challenging. Anyone can stay when everything is easy. The real promise begins when life becomes uncertain. The future has never been something that simply happens. It's something we create. Every meaningful life begins with a vision that doesn't yet exist. Before a building stands tall, someone imagines it. Before a breakthrough changes the world, someone believes in it long before anyone else can see it. Relationships are no different. Before there is a lifetime of memories, there is a single decision made with courage and conviction. That decision becomes the foundation upon which everything else is built. I don't want us to spend our lives chasing temporary excitement. Excitement fades. Newness eventually becomes normal, but purpose grows stronger with time. Imagine waking up every morning knowing we're building something that becomes more valuable every single year. Every conversation strengthens trust. Every challenge deepens respect. Every victory becomes shared. Every setback teaches us something new. Instead of asking, how can I get more, we ask, how can I give more? That simple shift changes everything. People often underestimate the power of consistency. Grand gestures are memorable, but small daily actions create lasting relationships. It's choosing kindness after a long day. It's listening when it's easier to speak. It's encouraging each other when confidence is low. It's celebrating each other's successes without comparison. It's protecting each other's dreams even before they become reality. Those ordinary moments become extraordinary because they're repeated over years, not days. I also believe the strongest partnerships don't limit ambition, they expand it. The right person doesn't become a distraction from your purpose. They become a reason to pursue it with even greater determination. When two people believe in each other's potential, impossible goals suddenly begin to feel achievable. Together they create an environment where growth becomes natural, resilience becomes stronger, and hope becomes contagious. That's the kind of future I'm proposing. Not a perfect life, because perfection doesn't exist. Not a life without disagreements, because growth often requires honest conversations. Not a journey without obstacles, because every meaningful destination demands perseverance. I'm proposing a life where every challenge becomes another opportunity to choose each other again. A life where trust compounds, respect deepens, and love becomes stronger because it is continuously invested in rather than merely expected. If we're going to build something that lasts a lifetime, then it deserves more than promises spoken in a beautiful moment. It deserves daily choices that quietly prove those promises true. And that's exactly the future I want to build with you. Asterisk, because the greatest investment you'll ever make isn't in what you own, it's in who you choose to build your future with. One of the biggest misunderstandings about relationships is the belief that somewhere out there is a perfect person waiting to eliminate every difficulty from your life. It's an attractive idea, but it doesn't survive contact with reality. Human beings are beautifully imperfect. We all have strengths that can inspire someone and weaknesses that require patience. The goal was never to find perfection. The goal is to find someone whose values align with yours, whose vision complements yours, and who is willing to keep building, even when the blueprint needs to change. Future wife, I don't stand here promising that I'll never make mistakes. That wouldn't be honest, and honesty is worth far more than the illusion of perfection. There will be moments when I say the wrong thing. There will be days when I'm exhausted, distracted, or still trying to solve problems that seem impossible. There will be challenges neither of us can predict today. But I can promise something much more valuable than perfection. I can promise that I will keep showing up, I will keep listening, I will keep learning, and I will keep choosing us, even when choosing us requires humility instead of pride. Partnership is built on a very different foundation than perfection. Perfection asks people to hide their flaws. Partnership gives people the confidence to face them together. Perfection creates pressure. Partnership creates trust. When two people stop pretending to have all the answers, they finally become capable of discovering better answers together. That's where real strength begins, not in appearing flawless, but in refusing to stop improving. The most remarkable systems in the world aren't successful because they never encounter problems. They're successful because they're designed to adapt. They learn from feedback. They improve with every iteration. They become stronger because failure isn't treated as the end, it's treated as information. Relationships should work the same way. Every disagreement teaches communication. Every challenge reveals character. Every difficult season creates an opportunity to become wiser than before. If we approach life with curiosity instead of defensiveness, every obstacle becomes another step toward becoming better partners. I want us to build a relationship where honesty is safe, a place where we can admit when we're wrong without fearing rejection, a place where asking for forgiveness isn't seen as weakness but as evidence that love matters more than ego. Imagine how much energy people waste trying to appear perfect instead of simply being authentic. That energy could be invested in understanding each other, supporting each other's dreams, and solving meaningful problems together. I also want us to celebrate growth instead of demanding instant success. None of us become our best selves overnight. We evolve through experience. We mature through responsibility. We become stronger by facing challenges we once believed were impossible. If one of us struggles, the answer isn't criticism, it's encouragement. If one of us falls, the answer isn't judgment, it's a helping hand. That's what true partnership looks like. Two people refusing to let temporary weakness define permanent identity. There will be moments when life asks more from us than we think we can give. Careers may become demanding. Unexpected obstacles may appear without warning. Plans may change. Dreams may need to be redesigned. But if our foundation is partnership instead of perfection, then none of those moments have the power to break us. Instead, they become opportunities to prove that our commitment is stronger than our circumstances. I don't want a relationship where we compete against each other. I want one where we compete against yesterday's version of ourselves. Every year, becoming a little wiser. Every conversation, becoming a little more understanding. Every challenge, becoming a little more united. That's how extraordinary relationships are built. Not through dramatic moments alone, but through thousands of ordinary decisions to improve together. So today, I'm not asking for someone who has every answer. I'm asking for someone who believes that the future is something we create side by side. Someone who understands that love isn't measured by how flawless we appear, but by how faithfully we grow together. Because when two imperfect people commit to continuous improvement, they create something far more powerful than perfection could ever offer. I don't choose perfection, I choose you, and I choose to become better with you every single day. Asterisk, there comes a moment in every meaningful journey when you have to ask a bigger question. Not what do I want today, but what are we building that will still matter years from now? That question changes everything. It shifts your focus away from temporary comfort and toward lasting purpose. Future wife, when I think about asking you to spend your life with me, I don't imagine a single beautiful day surrounded by flowers, music, and photographs. I imagine decades. I imagine thousands of mornings, countless conversations, unexpected adventures, difficult seasons, victories we'll celebrate together, and moments that slowly shape a life neither of us could have created alone. The future has never belonged to people who simply wait for good things to happen. It belongs to those who are willing to imagine something bigger than themselves and then dedicate their lives to building it. That's the kind of marriage I want. Not one that exists only for our happiness, but one that creates something valuable for everyone our lives touch. A relationship that inspires confidence, encourages kindness, creates opportunities, and reminds people that lasting commitment is still possible in a world that often settles for convenience. When two people unite with a shared vision, something remarkable happens. Their individual strengths stop competing and begin multiplying. One person's courage strengthens the other's confidence. One person's patience balances the other's urgency. One person's creativity expands the other's imagination. Suddenly, dreams that once felt impossible begin to feel achievable because they're no longer carried by one person alone. That's the power of partnership with purpose. I don't want us to define success by the things we own. Homes can be rebuilt, cars can be replaced, money rises and falls. Those things are useful, but they are not the foundation of a meaningful life. What truly matters is the life we create together, the trust people feel when they're around us, the love that fills our home, the wisdom we gain through experience, and the values we refuse to compromise. Those are the things that appreciate over time. Those are the investments that never lose their value. Imagine building a home where ideas are welcomed, where curiosity is encouraged, and where every challenge becomes an opportunity to learn instead of a reason to quit. A home filled with laughter after difficult days, honest conversations after misunderstandings, and hope even when the future feels uncertain. A place where success isn't measured by appearances but by the strength of the relationships inside it. That's the environment I want us to create. And I want us to dream without limits. I want us to set goals that make us slightly uncomfortable because those are the goals that force us to grow. I want us to travel, explore, learn new things, solve meaningful problems, support causes we believe in, and continually ask ourselves, how can we leave the world better than we found it? A life driven only by comfort eventually becomes predictable. A life driven by purpose continues to expand. There'll be moments when our plans change. Some ideas won't work. Some opportunities will disappear. Some chapters of life will end sooner than expected. But that's never a reason to stop building. Every remarkable achievement in history has required adaptation. Progress doesn't come from refusing to change. It comes from staying committed to the mission while remaining flexible about the path. I want us to become the kind of couple that views obstacles as engineering challenges rather than permanent barriers. Every setback simply gives us more information about the next step forward. I also hope that years from now, people won't remember us because we lived comfortably. I hope they remember that we loved courageously, that we encouraged others to dream bigger, that we stayed loyal when it would have been easier to walk away, that we built a family rooted in integrity, generosity, curiosity, and resilience. Because the greatest legacy isn't written in monuments or headlines. It's written in the lives we influence every single day through the way we choose to live. Future wife, this proposal has never been about asking you to join my future. It's about inviting you to create a future that belongs equally to both of us. A future where every decision moves us towards something greater than personal success. A future where love becomes the foundation for purpose, growth, and impact. Because when two people dedicate themselves to something larger than their own individual ambitions, they discover a life far richer than either could have imagined alone. Let's build a future so meaningful that long after we're gone, the love we created continues to inspire others to believe in what's possible. By now, you've heard my vision. You've heard the dreams I hope we'll build together, the future I imagine, and the kind of partnership I believe is possible. But none of those things matter if they remain only words. Words can inspire people for a moment, but actions are what shape a lifetime. The distance between a promise and a reality is always measured by what someone consistently does. That's why the most important part of this proposal isn't what I'm saying today. It's what I'll continue doing long after today is over. Future wife, I don't want you to trust me because I gave a beautiful speech. I want you to trust me because day after day, year after year, my actions make that trust feel natural. Trust isn't created in one extraordinary moment. It's built through thousands of ordinary ones. It's answering the phone when you're worried. It's keeping my word even when it's inconvenient. It's remembering the small things that matter to you because the small things eventually become the big things. Real commitment doesn't announce itself every morning. It quietly proves itself every single day. I've learned that the strongest foundations are usually invisible. People admire a building because of what they can see, but they rarely think about the structure underneath holding everything together. Relationships are no different. The visible moments, celebrations, vacations, anniversaries are wonderful, but they're supported by countless unseen choices. Choosing patience instead of frustration, choosing honesty instead of comfort, choosing understanding instead of assumption, choosing to listen completely before trying to respond. Those invisible decisions determine whether a relationship merely survives or genuinely thrives. I promise that when challenges come, and they will, I won't disappear into silence or distance. Difficult conversations won't be something I avoid. They'll be something I approach with respect. I want us to solve problems together rather than letting problems separate us. Every disagreement should leave us with more understanding than before, not more resentment. Every obstacle should strengthen our ability to communicate, not weaken our desire to try. Oxers also mean protecting what matters most. In a world filled with endless distractions, I promise to make our relationship something worth protecting every single day. Time is one of the most valuable resources we have, and where we invest it reveals what we truly value. I want to invest my attention in learning about your dreams, your fears, your ideas, and the little details that make you uniquely you. I never want you to feel like you're competing with my ambitions. Instead, I want you to know that my greatest ambition includes building an extraordinary life with you. I also promise that growth won't stop after marriage. Too many people believe commitment is the finish line when it's actually the starting point. Every year I want to become more patient than I was before, more disciplined, more thoughtful, more capable of supporting you through every season of life. Growth isn't automatic, it's intentional. Just as every meaningful achievement requires constant improvement, so does every meaningful relationship. I refuse to become comfortable with simply being good enough. If I can become a better husband tomorrow than I am today, then tomorrow deserves that effort. There will be moments when life tests every promise we've made. Unexpected losses, disappointments, delays, and uncertainty are part of every human story. During those moments, speeches won't matter, fancy words won't matter. What will matter is whether we continue standing beside each other when the path becomes difficult. I want you to know that my commitment isn't dependent on perfect circumstances. It's strongest when circumstances are imperfect. Loyalty has value precisely because it remains when convenience disappears. I hope that years from now, if someone asked you why you trusted me, your answer wouldn't be because I once gave you a memorable proposal. I hope you'd smile and say, because every day, without needing attention or applause, he lived the promises he made. That kind of reputation can't be built overnight. It's earned one decision at a time, one conversation at a time, one act of kindness at a time. That's the standard I want to hold myself to. So today, I'm not asking you to believe in beautiful words. I'm asking you to believe in a lifetime of consistent action. Because love becomes truly powerful only when it moves beyond what we say and becomes visible in how we choose to live. Asterisk, a promise means nothing until your actions make it impossible to doubt. One of the most remarkable truths about life is that human beings were never meant to accomplish everything alone. We often celebrate individual success, but if you look closely at every extraordinary achievement, you'll find something deeper behind it. You'll find people who believed in one another, challenged one another, supported one another, and continued moving forward together when the journey became difficult. Great things are rarely the result of isolated effort. They are almost always the result of shared purpose. Future wife, this is one of the biggest reasons I'm asking you to build a life with me. Not because I believe either of us is incomplete without the other, but because I believe two people moving in the same direction can create possibilities neither could reach alone. The goal isn't dependence, the goal is partnership. It's about becoming stronger together while still encouraging each other to become the best version of ourselves individually. I don't want us to stand beside each other simply because life feels easier that way. I want us to stand beside each other because we make each other braver. When one of us begins to doubt what's possible, the other becomes a reminder of what still can be. When one of us grows tired, the other carries hope for a while. When one of us succeeds, both of us celebrate because there is no competition between us, only shared victory. That's the kind of relationship worth dedicating a lifetime to. Life will never follow a perfectly predictable path. There will be moments when everything seems to be working, and there will be moments when it feels like every plan has fallen apart at once. Those moments don't determine who we are, they reveal who we are. It's easy to believe in each other when the future looks bright. The real test comes when uncertainty arrives without warning. I want us to become the kind of couple that doesn't panic when life changes course. Instead, we adapt, we learn, we adjust, and then we continue moving forward together. I believe that courage is contagious, so is optimism, so is resilience. Spend enough time with someone who refuses to quit, and eventually you begin believing you're capable of more than you imagined. That's the environment I want us to create. A place where impossible goals become discussions instead of fantasies. A place where failure isn't something to fear but something to learn from. A place where we remind each other that progress is rarely perfect, but it's always worth pursuing. I also want us to protect each other's dreams with the same passion we protect our own. Sometimes all a person needs is someone who genuinely believes in them before the rest of the world does. I want to be that person for you. I want to encourage your ideas, celebrate your victories, and remind you of your strength during moments when you've forgotten it yourself. And I hope you'll do the same for me, because belief has an extraordinary ability to unlock potential that would otherwise remain hidden. There will be seasons when one of us is carrying more weight than the other. That's not failure, that's what partnership looks like. Sometimes you'll be strong while I recover, sometimes I'll be strong while you rest. The goal isn't to divide every responsibility equally every single day. The goal is to ensure that neither of us ever has to carry life's burdens alone. That's the beauty of commitment. It transforms your problem and my problem into our challenge. I hope our home becomes a place where encouragement is more common than criticism, where curiosity replaces judgment, and where every setback becomes another opportunity to discover what we're truly capable of. Because the strongest relationships aren't built by avoiding storms. They're built by learning how to navigate them together. Every challenge overcome side by side becomes another layer of confidence that says, if we made it through that, we'll make it through whatever comes next. Years from now, I don't want people to admire us because everything in our lives went perfectly. I want them to admire us because we never stopped believing in each other. Because when circumstances became difficult, we became stronger. When opportunities appeared, we pursued them together. When fear whispered that something couldn't be done, we answered with action instead of hesitation. That's the kind of legacy I want our relationship to leave. So, future wife, this proposal has never been about finding someone to walk behind me or someone to walk in front of me. It's about finding someone willing to walk beside me through every season, every challenge, every breakthrough, and every new horizon that waits ahead. Because the most extraordinary journeys are never measured by how far one person can go alone. They're measured by how far two committed people can go together. Us together, we won't simply share a life, we'll multiply what's possible. Future wife, after everything I've shared today, this moment isn't about emotion alone, it's about intention. Every promise I've made comes from a clear decision to build a life defined by trust, respect, growth, and unwavering commitment. I'm not asking you to join a perfect story because perfection doesn't exist. I'm asking you to help create a meaningful one, where we continue choosing each other through every success, every setback, every lesson, and every new beginning. I promise to celebrate your victories as if they were my own, to stand beside you when life becomes uncertain, and to never stop investing in the relationship we're building together. I want us to dream fearlessly, solve problems with courage, laugh often, learn constantly, and create a home where love is demonstrated through our actions every single day. Years from now, I don't want us to remember only this proposal. I want us to look back with gratitude, knowing this was the day we made the decision that shaped an extraordinary lifetime. So today, with complete confidence in the future we can create together, I offer you not just my heart, but my loyalty, my respect, my time, and my commitment to keep becoming a better man with every passing year. Future wife, this is my official marriage proposal. Will you build the future with me? Future wife, if you're out there, know this. I'm not asking you to complete my life. I'm asking you to build an extraordinary one with me. So today, tomorrow, and for every tomorrow after that, my answer is already yes. Will yours be too?